drink, too.
Well, the goose is alive.
It's 4:20 and I have my new hat on. New hat. New hat. New hat. New hat. New hat. In my previous life, I didn't have a new fucking hat. Yeah, that's fine. In this life, I have a new fucking hat. Now I have a cold bottle of water. Things are just coming to me.
In a previous life, you didn't have shit.
In a previous life, I was married to a whore. In a previous life, I didn't have any herbski. So, 420 is what it is. It's a day that everybody comes forward and says, I smoked the herb. And I drink a cold water to help my herb go down. Because in a previous life, when I was a fucking caveman, I didn't have a goddamn refrigerator. I didn't even have a styrofoam cooler because where you would get the ice bags, the Tyrannosaurus Rex would sit in front of the fucking store and he would scare everybody away. Because in my previous life, I would not sit next to my son, who has his own bowl. He is the technician here of the technical fucking shit that we're fucking trying to do. We are modeling the new chairs, and I'm modeling my long johns for anybody who gives a shit, but in my previous life, when I lived in Alaska, I froze my nuts off one night because I didn't have any long john apparel. So now I wear long johns when I go to bed because that way I keep my shit warm. And I like my shit warm because they always say heat before serving. So, I have had many previous lives.
In a previous life, he was Betty White's pussy.
Twice. In a weekend.
3 times removed.
And she knew the password. And Alan Ludden made funny noises when he screwed. That was her husband, for anybody who doesn't know. In a previous life, I was with Custer, and I said, you better stop fucking with the Indians, because they don't like long-haired blonde hippies, and they're going to fuck you up. He, of course, told me to get back on my horse. I, of course, told him, go fuck yourself, and I took my horse off to the side, and while everybody else was getting their fucking heads tomahawked and shit, me and a couple Indians were sitting down, passing the fucking peace pipe, and they were enjoying the uniform that I just gave them. Because I had no need for a uniform anymore because I was no longer in the army, and they realized that I wasn't a fucking jamoke like Custer, and they left me to fuck alone. So there. So as the smoke permeates on 420...
In a previous life, he banged Aunt Jemima.
I only did it because I wanted to see if I banged her hard enough if I could get her scarf on her head to move.
In a previous life, he was the security guard for Abraham Lincoln.
Yes, I failed miserably. But I heard that Lincoln's doing well at the theater. Traditionally, that is not true.
In a previous life, he was Helen Keller's dildo.
In a previous life, I might have been her dildo. It was made out of wood, and she had holes in it, so when she blew it, it sounded like a flute. Now, she may have been blind, but that woman could, make up for it with all those finger shits. She knew how to rub the old bean, and she could play her bean like a Stradivarius violin. Because what God gives you, it takes away in sight, and hearing, whatever. I think she had all sorts of shit wrong with her. But anyway, this is probably going bad, but that's okay. I'm not Helen Keller.
Good.
I'm not her parents.
We give crap.
We're
crap entertainment.
Well, you're right. The woman is famous for having disabilities. So I mean, if you mention them, then you shouldn't get shit.
True.
What the fuck? She didn't have a hat like mine, and my hat is cool.
In a previous life, he wrote the song "House of the Seven Joys."
Yes, I did, for Dean Martin's movie. I wrote it to make people ill, and I heard that it does.
Very.
So, in my previous life, when I was a masturbation king, some think I'm a masturbation king now, but I'm more like a prince. Because I don't have to be the king. Some say it's good to be the king. I say that's sometimes.
Hey, it's good to be the king.
Not so much. So in a previous life, I never had to worry about eating that fucking large pizza like I did last night. I ate a whole fucking large pizza from Domino's. Thin crust, pepperoni, and sausage. Put half of it away and said, maybe later. Maybe fucking later I'll take a piece or two.
In a previous life, maybe.
In a previous life that may have happened. But in this current life, I went and got the bowl. And it was cold pizza, and I had one piece.
Oh, that's even better.
And I looked in there, and there's still 6 fucking pieces. Now, once I ate the one piece, I made the other ones miss someone from their pizza family. And since I ate the pizza, I caused the family to be fucked up by eating one of their relatives. So, in order for them to join one another, I ate the remaining 6 pieces of fucking pizza. This morning I dropped a rope in the fucking toilet that when it hit the water, it sounded like someone falling off the fucking bridge at the Golden Gate. The fucking splash came up, hit me in my ass with water and everything. It was a fucking bonus turd. It was the kind that they fucking charge a double at the sewage department because they say that the cobra came from your house. We had a brown fucking cobra and it came from your toilet and we can prove it because it still has a fucking big ass head stuck in your toilet. No. But it was a large turd. I would have taken a picture of it, but I'm not as fucking disgusting as people think I am. Hello, this is a picture of my shit that I took this morning. Some people have done that. Some people have put in pictures of turds on Facebook and then reported me when I put a pair of tits up there. So I don't know what to say, except that there's still some more in the pipe. Do I love my herb? I think so. Sometimes I want to sing to my pipe. I want to say, oh pipe, you make me feel so good. Now, don't jam up with resin because that's not the way it should. When you have resin and I have to poke it with a pipe cleaner, what the fuck what is this, a fucking begging line here? You get yours and mine. Yeah, that's a good idea. I'll smoke my weed.
No, I'm just quoting.
Yeah. Right, so
You
he's
said
holding
a
the
few days
bowl.
ago.
He's holding the fucking bowl. It's 4:20. I'll let him hold the fucking bowl.
The problem is, I'm sure.
I didn't eat no pussy last night, so everybody's all right.
Yeah, but he holds me an empty bowl. Bowl that you can look at.
Now you want fucking weed. Jesus Christ. In the previous life, people would bring their own. Or else there'd be no sale. No sale. In the previous life, I didn't have a nice little star jar to keep my herbs in there. Who's the star of the show?
In a previous life, he didn't have a new hat.
Yeah. No.
And you remember the hat?
This is a hat that no psycho bitch bought for me. I bought my own fucking hat. So maybe my luck will change, and I'll find out where all those free hookers are that are deaf, that are dumb, and that are mute. Now, they'll still be able to, but they won't be able to tell anybody what the fuck I have just done. Because word gets out about Mo, everybody gets scared. Like in a previous life, when I was a nudist. But I was a nudist at church. When they passed the basket, I'd like to drop my big balls in the basket, and then they pass it to the next person, and they can't put money in and they can't take money out because Mo is taking up the basket. And I'd look at him and I go, a tisket, a tasket, my cock's in a basket. That's what I do. Right in church.
In a previous life.
Right, yeah, right. Because the person in the next pew, and that's what they were called.
Because that was a theme here. Previous life.
Pew, yeah, pew. In a pew. Where you sit is called a pew. P-E-W. So that's why they say, man who cut fart in church sitting on pew. But church has got to be shit, or else they wouldn't name the benches pew. Church, a mass, in my previous life when I was a Catholic and forced to go, a mass to me is like a very bad comedy show. That's why this shit that I do is funny, because a mass to me is like a real bad comedy show. You know every move that's coming, and they're all timed, and then they gotta ring a bell. Ding, ding. The bell is not to signify anything that's going on in the fucking ceremony. The bell is to interrupt your fucking nap that you started when you first started talking and you decided it was a good time to cop some Z's. Because in a previous life, I was forced to go to church. I went to Catholic school. I wore a white shirt and a fucking blue tie for 9 years. From kindergarten till 8th grade. Yeah, 9 years. Kindergarten, I was there at 4 years old. Because I had a late birthday in November. I'd be 5 then, so they sent me early. My parents wanted to get rid of me at 4. And now I'm 58 and nobody loves me. Nobody. Except my right hand. And sometimes my left hand. And sometimes my imagination. My son will love me now because I will pass him the pipe. But one thing my son doesn't want to hear from my mouth is, hey, I've got a project. Because in a previous life, like yesterday, I loaded up 2,000 fucking pounds of rock and gravel, and we barely made it to the fucking landfill because I was sitting up on the damn seat trying to see over the hood to find a fucking road. Because the front end of the car became quite off the ground. I have pictures of it. I've already put them up.
Truck.
Fucking truck. Truck fuck. What? Da, do, da, That's my impression of a person with Tourette's getting goosed. I ain't going yeah, motherfucker. You know, I make fun of everybody because they make fun of me. I was in Walmart in a previous life, and they said, look at that fucking motherfucker with that stupid black fucking hat on. And I turned around and I looked, and we both were looking at a rabbi guy. And then another time they tried to insult my hat. There was an Amish guy standing there with a hat. So they weren't getting me anyway. They just said, look at a fucked up hat. Well, I know it's not mine, because mine isn't fucked up. Mine is a cool fucking hat. Because I'm a cool old dude. As they say, dude. Hey, dude. In a previous life, somebody called me dude, and I hit him with a hammer and a sickle.